In this video, I'm just going to briefly give you an introduction to Pandas in case you missed it during the class. Now, what is Pandas? Pandas is a powerful and easy to learn Python library that is essentially used for analyzing large amounts of data, structured data in an efficient way. So it's basically rather like a supercharged Excel sheet that you can manipulate programmatically. Pandas, why do we like to use it? Because it enables us to analyze large data sets very easily. It also has a lot of different functions which enable analysis easily. Pandas is used for use cases such as reading in data. You can load data from files like CSV and Excel into a data frame. Exploring data, it's used for exploring data, for manipulating data such as filtering, sorting, and grouping data. It's also used for cleaning data, for example, and also for visualization. In terms of installation, Pandas comes pre-installed in Anaconda and Jupyter notebooks. So if you have Python, then there's no. If you have Anaconda and Jupyter, there is no need to install it. All you have to do if you want Pandas to work in Jupyter notebooks is you have to import Pandas as PD and do Shift Enter to run it. All right. Now, data structures in Pandas has two types of data structures that are essentially there. The first is a Pandas series, which is a one-dimensional array and is similar to a column in a spreadsheet. It's essentially indexed, consists of an index and a column in itself. So, for example, this over here, as you can see, would be an example of a Pandas data series. Over here, this is the index and this is the numbers that are there in the column. Series is not used, at least for the kind of analysis work that we would be doing. Series is not very commonly used. So let's move on to Pandas data frames. Now, Pandas data frames are essentially like an Excel data sheet. It's basically a two-dimensional table. It consists of rows and columns, and which is very similar to Excel. It is also characterized by two axes, and that is important to know because in some instances we do need for either row or column operations, we do need to specify that the particular axes. The rows which run vertically downwards typically have an axis is equal to 0, and columns which run horizontally across have an axis is equal to 1. All right. And when you want to load in data into Pandas, we can typically, one of the most common ways of loading in data is a comma separated file. But however, Pandas is a very powerful and flexible tool, and you can actually load in other types of data as well. So once you have so this is just a brief introduction to Pandas.